Hello everybody, I'm Bodie Stroud and we are in the garage with Bret Voelkel today from RideTech. He has stopped by to visit us and how you doing, Bret?
Good stuff. Good
Thank
stuff.
you,
I love being out here, man. I love coming to California. I love seeing these cars in the shops just like they should be. I'd rather look at a car like this that is not quite done yet so I can see all the fabrication work.
And see the insides,
yeah,
nuts and the bolts,
yeah.
and the metal and this and that.
Before it's all covered up with pretty paint.
I agree. I agree. Some of these chassis, I'd love to just hang on the wall forever,
Artwork.
just so I could. Yeah, it's artwork. I've been trying to convince my wife I want a coffee table, big giant, or a dining table with just glass over this chassis.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, we're going to talk about. For instance, we have air ride on this 70 Chevelle here, and you know, we were talking a little bit ago about some tricks of the trade.
Yep. Okay, so this one has got shockwaves on it.
It's got shockwaves all around.
Okay.
It's got the 3-position settings.
Right,
yeah.
I see it's got the E3 computer in here, and everything's all wired up.
Yep.
And I think this is a really good example of a typical installation. It's a good installation. The ECU is inside the car, so it's not underneath. And I mean, it's weather resistant, but it's not weatherproof. So you put it up high in the car. So if the car gets a leak or something, and then it doesn't all drain down into the ECU.
Yep.
We
try to avoid that.
Yeah. Back here, you've got the solenoids. Now these are the big red solenoids. So obviously this guy's concerned about the speed that the car rises. It's got the bigger solenoids. I really like how the sensors are pointing up. So if the system gets any moisture in it, the moisture doesn't drain down to the sensor and ruin the electronics. It drains out of the sensor. That's a very important point, especially for people who are driving their cars in freezing weather, which you have none here, but back where I'm from.
Lately we have.
Well, yeah.
Today it's pretty cold.
Yeah. But every winter we get a rash of calls from people with broken pressure sensors from the northern states. And we replace them. That's not a problem if it's under warranty and they're getting a nice long warranty on them. But we always ask them, where is it mounted? And all you really have to do with this pressure sensor is make sure it's not the lowest point on the air system. If it's anywhere except at the very bottom, it'll live fine. It'll be great.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
I think it's a nice installation. You got a big tank in there.
Yep.
Everything's bolted down
really
nice.
fast. Yeah.
It's easy to get to.
That's what we try to do. We try to make everything accessible because you do have, every once in a while something goes.
Well, it's easy to outsmart yourself. I've seen guys paint themselves into a corner on that stuff.
Yeah.
And,
you got to pull out everything, layers and layers of stuff to get to it, and so we try to make it really.
The other thing that I like about how you've run the wiring down the transmission tunnel is there's much less chance of the upholstery shop running a screw through the wiring in the transmission tunnel than there is when it's out towards
over the years. We've had it all happen, so we are prepared. We come in prepared.
Exactly.
We've had just as you said happen, and you're searching for this problem, electrical glitch, and you're like, what the heck? Why don't you show us these?
Yeah, my baby, the ShockWave.
There's your baby, the ShockWave.
Yep.
I mean, that thing is awesome. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we developed this in 1999. I was able to secure a patent on it, I think in '03. The patent basically revolves around how we seal the air spring to the shock absorber cartridge. And all it is a pair of O-rings, static O-rings, that seal it against the body of the shock, and another pair of O-rings that seal it against the piston rod up here. And you can move this thing around. I can't move it just sitting right here, but if you stick the thing in the car and this is in the way of something, you can rotate that around.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah. Now after you run this thing for a little bit and it heat cycles a couple times, those O-rings will actually kind of vulcanize themselves to the piston rod, and you won't. It's a lot tougher to move it then.
I bet.
But the O-rings are static. They don't slide. They can slide, but they don't slide, and therefore there's no wear, so it'll never wear out.
That's all right, very cool. And then we have a set of your new coilovers.
Yep.
Now that is cool.
Yep. That's and the interesting thing, we spent a lot of time accomplishing this. The shock absorber in the ShockWave is the same. I could take this coil spring off and put it on that ShockWave and vice versa. So the shocks are all the same. And we spent a lot of time working that out. So now I don't have this wall full of ShockWave shocks and this wall full of coilover shocks. I've got, it's all modular and universal.
Wow, very cool. Well, I like it. It's a great product.
Well, it works out good. A couple of things that we've done here that are kind of significant. We use Hyperco springs, very nice high tensile cold wound spring, very consistent, high quality spring. Fox, of course, is the architecture, built to our specs. One thing that we do that some people question is we use bearings in our shocks, in our loaded shocks, instead of bushings. And the reason we do that is that we found that in a heavy car, by the time you get a hard enough bearing in there to live, and there's no articulation like there is here. So we put a really high quality Kevlar lined bearing in here. It doesn't get noisy, it doesn't get loose, it doesn't rattle, it doesn't do anything like that.
Nothing.
Lives forever.
Oh wait, what do we got here? That's
oh, there's a couple more toys.
Look at that.
Yep, that's our triple adjustable.
Triple adjustable.
Yeah.
Wow. Now when I did the '69 Mustang, the real thing, I got your titanium series, double adjustable, with the
remote canister and
remote
everything.
canister.
Yeah.
And I mean that car rides unbelievable.
Yep.
I mean it handles. I mean it is unbelievable.
It's amazing what a high quality shock absorber will accomplish for you.
Yes, the owner is happy. The owner loves it. The owner actually raced a what are those new Audis? What are those new Audis?
A4.
The new A4 Audi.
Okay.
We got at a street light, and we were hanging out. He was cruising around the neighborhood, and him and another friend pulled up next to one of those new Audi A4s, and the guy wanted to race him, and the Mustang smoked him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 777 horsepower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and he said, and he went into the turn, and the guy with the A4 let off, and he just gunned it right through the turn. So that's pretty cool.
Well, we've spent a lot of time making sure these old muscle cars can handle. I kind of use the new Z06 as a benchmark. If I can make one of these cars hang with a new Z06,
you've done your job.
I've done my job. And a lot of our cars will go beyond that, but I can put a customer in one of our cars, and if they got enough sack, they can hang with a new Z06.
Man, triple adjustable.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's a rebound adjustment. So this knob here adjusts how quickly the shock will come apart like that.
Okay.
And then here's the compression adjustments, low speed and high speed. And low speed is like your cornering and your transitioning handling, and then the high speed up here, that's your impact harshness.
Yeah.
Potholes, rumble strips on a racetrack, like on a motorcycle where this was first developed, coming off a whoop-de-doo, coming off a jump and landing like that.
Yeah.
That's how that was developed. But this is a huge tuning tool here, especially on a rough track. Now, does a civilian hot rodder need this? Probably not. But for the guy that really, you're not a civilian.
Oh, okay, all right, man. I'm a civilian.
Yes.
It's just so cool, though. I mean, I couldn't imagine nobody wanting it.
It is cool, and exactly. We've moved thousands of those at this point. The customers love them. Yeah, it's just been a nice deal. It's just been a really nice deal. I got one more thing to show you, though, before you get out of here.
All right.
We have the smooth body. This is the new smooth body, and this is for the guy that doesn't have coilovers, that doesn't have air suspension necessarily, that doesn't wants a plain old shock. He's got a car like this. If this had stock suspension under it, you put this in place of your stock shock. And,
wow.
And it's the same architecture as this, same monotube and everything.
Really?
Built aluminum body, nice and anodized.
Man.
Very cool deal.
That is just so awesome.
Yep.
All right, well, very cool.
Okay.
Brett?
Now I'm done talking.
No, I
Thanks
could
for
go
the
on listening
opportunity.
to you forever. Seriously, thank you for coming by. I'm Bodie Stroud, and this is In the Garage.